Hello and welcome to Religious Studies at Chobham Academy. Today we'd like to give you a short introduction into the subject, and our learning objectives are: how important is religion in the world and why study it? What do we cover in religious studies over the courses of years 7, 8 and 9? And what is the difference between a fact, opinion and belief? So first activity for you. Can you identify the 6 major world religions from their symbols? You may recognize some of these symbols. Hopefully you have heard of all 6 major world religions. Have you been able to find them yet? So what we were looking for was Buddhism, Christianity, Hinduism, Islam, Judaism, and Sikhism. These 6 represent the 6 most popular religions in the world. Christianity and Islam account for almost 50% of the world's population just together. But what about the other symbols for other religions in the world? Do you recognize any of the other symbols? You may have heard of some of the religions they represent. We have Baha'i, Confucianism, Jainism, Shinto, Taoism, and Zoroastrianism. These religions are from places like China, Japan. They also represent some of the oldest religions in the world. But here are many other symbols, each one representing a different religion. The point we are making is that religion is part of being human. So why do we study religion? Well, over 3/4 of the world say that they follow a religion, and there are around 4,200 religions in the world. So this makes religion an important influence on people's lives. Some of the people who have inspired others the most and changed the world have been religious. Think of people like Martin Luther King and Gandhi. RS helps us understand ourselves and form viewpoints on important moral issues such as abortion, war, poverty, crime, and punishment. It will teach you how to articulate your own viewpoints and express your opinions. RS makes us into more tolerant people. You learn how to listen to viewpoints which are different and unfamiliar. And RS will make you think about questions such as, why am I here? Why is there suffering and evil? And what happens when I die? So religious studies covers religion, philosophy, and ethics. And next year, your subject lead will be Mr. Hines. So what do we study over the Key Stage 3 program? Well, these are your topics for year 7, 8, and 9. As you can see, we start off at the very beginning, giving you some basics about religion and where it comes from. We move into Judaism, Jesus and Buddhism, and finally in year 7, why are some people followed? In year 8, we move into philosophy. We look at such grand questions as, does God exist? And does death matter? And what does it mean to be human? And finally, is Jesus the Son of God? And in year 9, we look at ethics. What are the rules we live by? What are some of the ethical issues that are part of human life or animal rights? What philosophical, ethical theories have there been in history? And lastly, what is religious persecution? So we've now covered the first 2 of our learning objectives for today. Why do we study RE and what will we be studying? But I would now like to move into a short lesson. What are facts, opinions, and beliefs? Your do now activity is to write down one fact that you know, one opinion that you have, and one belief that you have. I will give you 30 seconds to complete this. 10 seconds left. If you've managed that, look at the stretch and challenge question. 3, 2, 1. You should now have these 3 sentences written down. We will be looking at these later on. So fact, opinion, or belief. Well, a basic definition for these 3 words would be: a fact is something which can be proved by science. An opinion is a person's personal view about something. And a belief is accepting that something is true without proof. Fact, opinion, or belief. We will be looking at the following slides, and each one gives us a statement. You need to decide whether the statement is a fact, opinion, or belief. Mount Everest is the highest mountain in the world. Is that a fact, opinion, or belief? If there were no humans on planet Earth, would Mount Everest still be the highest mountain in the world? If somebody would prefer to say that Mont Blanc or a mountain range in South America was the tallest in the world, would that change the fact that we can measure Mount Everest and that we have evidence to demonstrate that it is, compared to all the other mountains in the world, the highest? So we have evidence, we have proof that this is a fact. Blue is the nicest colour. Well, some of you might think green is the nicest colour. Others might think red or purple or pink. So, is this a fact? Is it something that we could measure or test with science? Or are you simply stating your opinion? Is it your preference that blue is the nicest colour? This means that it would be an opinion. Wembley is in London. Some of you may have been to Wembley, and I should hope that all of you are in London. So Wembley is in London. How would we prove this is a fact? We could look at a map. We could go to Wembley. We could see if it fits inside the area that we think of as being London. And if it does, then it is a fact. You might believe that Wembley is in Manchester or France or on the moon, but that does not change the fact that when we go to Wembley, we are still inside the area known as London. God is real. Is that a fact, opinion, or belief? For a lot of people, they would think of this as a fact. But remember, the definition of fact is that it relies on evidence, on scientific proof. And at the moment, we have no scientific proof that God is real. So this is a belief. Now remember, a belief is what somebody thinks is true without proof. Therefore, God is real is a belief. 7 times 7 equals 49. Would it seem odd if I were to ask you if you would prefer that 7 times 7 equal 50? It would make our lives easier in mathematics, certainly. 5 times 10 equals 50, so why can't 7 times 7 equal 50? But if I have 7 groups of 7 items and I count them all individually, I end up with 49. This demonstrates that I can make an observation and test whether or not 7 times 7 equals 49. And this testing and observation makes it a fact. It does not matter whether you would prefer that 7 times 7 equals 50, or whether you believe that 7 times 8 equals 49. What matters, especially in mathematics, is that we have proof. And we have proof that 7 times 7 can only equal 49. It is therefore a fact. Picking your nose is gross. Is that a fact, opinion, or belief? Now, I don't think it is a fact. And obviously, if it were an opinion, then it would depend on your taste. So this could be a belief or opinion, but it is not a fact. I hope most of you recognize who this person is, but maybe he can help us out just to finally clarify the difference between a fact, opinion, and a belief. So for this person, a belief he might hold is that God loves America. He has no proof of this. He has received no letter, text message, WhatsApp or TikTok message from God telling him that he loves America, but he believes it. It is his opinion that Chinese food is tastier than Indian food. Now, we don't know if he actually has this opinion, but we are trying to demonstrate the difference between a belief, opinion, and fact. So it is down to his own personal taste that he likes or prefers Chinese food to Indian food. This does not mean that Chinese food is better than Indian food, it just means that for this one individual, Chinese food is the preference. Maybe for you, Indian food is better than Chinese food. It is tastier. It is what you believe. It is your opinion. But finally, a fact. This man was president of the USA. This is Barack Obama. Look back at your do now. You are asked to write a fact, an opinion, and a belief that you have. Were you correct in writing down your fact? Is it a fact? Were you correct in writing down your opinion? Is it your opinion? Are you correct in writing down a belief? Is it a belief?